Hey guys, this is Andrew with SHTF Honey Badger, and I'm coming to you today with an important announcement. This is a little bit different content than what we normally talk about here on the channel, but it's important that I touch on it today. Today's Tuesday, November 8th, 2022, which means it's midterm elections day here in the US. And in all honesty, this is probably one of the most important elections we've seen in a long time. And what this boils down to is it's not that we're electing some major individual on a national level. It's boiling down to the fact that you have hundreds of thousands of offices on a local level up for election. You have city councils, you have governors, you have state representatives, you have sheriffs, mayors, school boards, all up for election on the local levels. We've seen what's happened over the last 2 years in this country since the previous elections, and how many of these individuals holding what typically would be viewed as smaller or insignificant offices have flexed power and control to hurt people. And this is something you need to consider. The reality is we have seen how many people hold these positions that people don't even normally think about, that were willing with the stroke of a pen to bankrupt your small business, to force your child to sit in a classroom with a mask for 8 hours a day, if not even worse, forcing your child to sit at home behind a computer screen completely isolated over the last 2 years. We've seen what happens when these people gain power. We've seen how much they're willing to, in one stroke of a pen, take away your personal freedoms. And that's something that can't be afforded. You have to get out there and vote. You need to understand who you're voting for, and you need to do your research, but do that and get out there and vote today. Because in the end, as much as some people out there, like other prepper channels, may tell you that your vote doesn't matter or that SHTF is going to happen no matter what, and on a personal level, I'll say I agree. I think that if the shit's going to hit the fan, it's going to happen regardless of who's in power. Who is in power, though, does make a major difference on what responses you see. It makes a difference between when people decide to riot and burn down your city. If you have a sheriff's department and a mayor in charge in your areas that's going to step in and put a stop to it, or they're going to sit over there and watch your entire city burn, watch people's livelihoods get destroyed. You have to think about that right now when you're hitting the ballot boxes. Because the fact is, as a prepper, one of the most important things you can do is exercise that constitutionally protected freedom that every U.S. citizen has by voting. And if something happens and you see your city burned to the ground, you see those lackluster responses like we've seen over the last 2 years, or you see the opposite. You've been seeing these terrible, tyrannical, czarist type leadership in your city or state, and that gets reelected, and you're dealing with that for the next 2 years, you have nobody to blame but yourself and everybody else out there like you who just had it in your head that your vote doesn't matter. Because the fact is, the only time your vote doesn't matter is when you don't cast it. So that's the message I want to get out there for you today. That's why I'm talking about this video. Get out there and vote, because your vote makes a difference. That's all I have for you today. Everybody stay safe, stay prepared, and go vote.